Coming up, 5 Temple football players are heading to the NFL.
And Senator Lavoy Allen talks about possibly making the jump to the NBA after just his junior year. Owlsports starts now. Welcome to another jam-packed edition of Owlsports Update. Alongside the notorious Joe Polinsky, I'm Josh Filomeno. The baseball and softball teams continued league play at Ambler.
And we sit down with Temple Hall of Fame gymnastics coach Fred Turoff. But first things first, who wants to play some pigskin on Sunday afternoons? It is every football player's dream to hear your name called and play in the NFL. And although there weren't any Owls selected in last weekend's NFL draft, it didn't stop the phone from ringing. In all, 5 players from the Cherry and White signed rookie free agent deals. One of the main ones in that group being senior linebacker Alex Joseph. Joseph, a third-team All-MAC honoree this past season, led all Temple defenders with 80 tackles, including a team-best 49 solos and 5.5 tackles for loss. After attending workouts with several teams, including the Oakland Raiders, he finally signed with the Green Bay Packers.
Especially if he can really get through this first year, I think someone's going to invest in him. And whether it's put him on the roster, play special teams, or the practice squad, whatever the case may be, I think someone's going to invest in him because he's got too much upside.
And as we take a look at the full list of Owls, what a list it is. As Dominique Harris is headed to Buffalo, Andre Neblett finds his new home in Carolina, Steve Maneri heads down south to Houston, while Devin Tyler is sent west to the Arizona Cardinals.
The talk of going pro doesn't stop there. Junior forward Lavoy Allen of the men's basketball team has entered his name into this year's NBA draft in June. Allen has not hired an agent, so according to league policy, he has until May 8th to change his mind. He finished this past season averaging a double-double and reaching the 1,000-point plateau.
I thought I had a pretty good season, and I thought I caught the scouts' eyes, and I think I have a pretty good chance of getting drafted. I made the decision to leave school right after the season was over. I had a lot to think about, and I asked my family about it, and they definitely they want me to come back next year, and but not only them, I asked a lot of other people, and but in the end the decision was totally mine.
While Lavoy has a decision to make whether he wants to turn pro or come back to Temple, 2 other players have no choice but to say goodbye to North Broad. Seniors Ryan Brooks and Luis Guzman have every right to feel good about themselves and their Temple career after winning a 3rd straight conference title. But with graduation approaching, what now? Brittany Divins has more.
With only 3 weeks left in the semester, Temple basketball stars Ryan Brooks and Luis Guzman are leaving with memories of accomplishments on the hardwood, not seen by many other players who have put on a Temple uniform.
This year was pretty much my best year, and it felt good because the things we accomplished as a team was it was outstanding, and it felt really good. So
when I came here, they transformed me into somebody that could be a leader on and off the court, and those are things that I'll definitely always remember and take with me.
They do not regret making Temple University their first choice, as they took advantage of all the opportunities offered to them.
I chose Temple because it's full of rich tradition and a well-respected school academically, and well-respected basketball-wise and for its athletics, so it was a no-brainer.
In their time at Temple, the team won 3 conference titles, made 3 trips to the NCAA tournament, and this past season, they finished the year ranked in the top 20.
We won 3 Atlantic championships together, and I think the 2 of us are definitely going to be remembered.
I'm going to miss just going to practice and fighting with him and getting on his nerve to do better, and I'm going to miss playing video games in the room with him. But like he said, was a big 4 years of our life that we will never forget.
The ball will never stop bouncing for Ryan Brooks and Luis Guzman as they seek to play professional basketball overseas or for the NBA.
John Chaney, Skip Wilson, Nikki Frank. These three coaches have something in common. They've all eclipsed 400 career victories. Next season, however, someone you may have never even heard of is likely to join them. Owlsports' Robert Sizowitz has more.
When you think of the great coaches in Temple sports history, you might not think to look inside McGonigal Hall's gymnastics room. Fred Turoff has been the head coach of the men's gymnastics team for 34 seasons, and during that time he's won just about 70% of his meets. Turoff is a Philadelphia native and Temple graduate, and he's been the team's coach since 1976. He has seen vast changes in the landscape of Temple during his time on North Broad Street.
When I competed, we trained in South Hall, which is no longer standing. That's the corner of Broad and Cecil B. Moore.
Turoff's work ethic and motivation are the primary reasons he's achieved 7 NCAA Eastern Region Coach of the Year honors, as well as an induction into the Temple Athletics Hall of Fame, which came all the way back in 1984.
He is Temple Gymnastics. Anyone that's involved in our sport knows Fred and knows him because he is Temple Gymnastics.
Though gymnastics has always been Turoff's first love, he understands that there are other things as important as competition in the gym.
It's tough as nails. It's the toughest sport there is. I want them to learn that there's a life in the gym and there's a life out of the gym. But when you're in the gym, you better live gymnastics.
Do what you love. Definitely. He might have told you this, he's a physics major, I believe. And everyone always asks him, like, wow, you're a physics major, man. Like, what are you doing in here? He's like, this is what I love to do. And that's something to be respected.
Turoff should become one of just a handful of coaches at Temple to secure 400 career wins next season. But despite his success, he remains very humble and has no plans to call it quits anytime soon.
I still have a great time coming into the gym, and I know that the team coming back next year is going to do better than this year, so there's certainly incentive to be here.
From McGonigal Hall, I'm Robert Sizowitz, Owlsports.
The Owls ended up placing 5th in the NCAA qualifier. You can see Turoff and the rest of the Owls in the 2011 gymnastics season beginning in mid-January.
After winning 4 out of 5 games, the women's softball team has been in a funk. They've dropped 4 straight games in doubleheaders against Charlotte and Army. Things wouldn't get any easier for the Owls as they took on A10 foe Fordham, which hadn't lost a game in 3 weeks. Fordham came into this one riding an 11-game winning streak, winning 19 of its last 21 games. The Rams had 26-game winner Jen Minot on the rubber. She was dealing early in this one, just strikeout after strikeout after strikeout. She finished the game throwing 11 strike threes. The only offense really needed for the Rams came here off the bat of Jess Richards as she goes deep to left with the solo home run. Minot pitched 5 innings, allowing just 3 base runners and 0 walks. Your final score, Fordham 7, Temple 0. After falling to the Rams, the Owls ended their slump taking 2 straight games from GW. The first game, Temple's bats were clicking and Kristen Maris threw a 2-hitter. Maris also pitched the second game of the doubleheader, going the distance, besting the game before only allowing 1 hit.